But what is, I think in a way, what differentiates India is most of these regions, they are actually defending their interests. They are trying to maintain their positions. Whereas the challenge for India is how to go beyond that. That how do we rise in these turbulent times? Because for us, just defending what we have is simply not good enough. This has caught us at a time in our own history, in our own sort of curve, you can say, where we have to not only internalize and absorb these risks, but find a way of going beyond and continuing with our rise. And that, in many ways, actually brings us to the domestic policy choices and governance. And I'm sure many of the other sessions would have discussed it. But I do, from my vantage point, want to make one observation. Obviously, as a minister, I sit in the cabinet. In the cabinet, we have different committees. We have a committee on security. We have a committee on economic affairs. And we have, of course, the entirety of the cabinet. But whenever I see any proposal come up to the cabinet, and I'm using this as a shorthand really for decision making in this country, I look at it from the vantage point of what I presented to you. How does it help me to navigate and advance in these turbulent times? So when I see a proposal to deepen manufacturing, when I look at a mission to actually promote advanced manufacturing, semiconductors, for example, or electric vehicles or drones or space, when I look at a project or a set of projects or policies which would take forward infrastructure or which focus on human resources and skills, because again, this is something which India particularly brings to the table at this point of time. When we look at ease of doing business or of ease of living for the common citizen, I want to say from my vantage point, every bit of this actually adds to our comprehensive national power and helps me actually to deal with these turbulent times. That for India, in many ways, the answer for a more difficult world is not just outside. A large part of that answer is inside. That if we can get, our human resources better developed, if we can get our infrastructure moving faster, if we can get manufacturing to deepen more, if we can get new trade flows, because I think given the volatility, the uncertainty that we have seen this year, it is very clear that there is a very strong case really to diversify further the trade account as well. If we can address energy security, food security, health security, again, partly through a mixture of national capabilities, but by diversifying sources and spreading the risks. This is really today a strategy for India to pursue. And the posture that India adopts, and to my mind, it's a common sense posture, is really to have as many productive relationships as possible, but to make sure that none of them are exclusive and result in the denial of opportunities in other relationships. So how do we actually practice this multi-alignment or this multiple relationships with different agendas and with different partners, sometimes in different regions? This is really the external challenge. The internal one, of course, is to improve every dimension of our comprehensive national power. And in my view, we've laid a very solid foundation in the last decade. I think these 5 years, given the international environment, will test us like it would test every other country in the world. But I think it is a test with which, where we approach it with a degree of confidence, with a degree of firmness, and certainly with a degree of hope that this approach that I have laid before you will give us the results that we need.